Hey everybody, Chrissy here for Kindred Stamps, and today I'm going to show you how to make a card similar to this one. We're going to be using the Rock On stamp set. So I actually stamped this guy off camera. I stamped him onto watercolor cardstock, and then I actually embossed him with clear embossing powder. So that way I knew once I watercolored, because essentially that's what I'm going to be doing, is he wouldn't smear or bleed or anything like that. So you can color him in any way you want. I am actually using some watercolor markers along with a water brush. This is kind of like my go-to technique when I want to color something. I'm really comfortable with watercolors. I think there's a lot of forgiveness in them, so I like using them and I just love the look. So I just went and I used a couple different markers, and what I did is I scribbled them down on a glass mat. Now if you don't have a glass mat, that is perfectly fine. You can use an acrylic block. One that you would use for stamping, or you can even use like a piece of clear acetate, which would be like on the back of a stamp set, or anything else that's really shiny. So even if you have like a laminated sheet, that should work too. And if you don't have a water brush, don't worry about it. You can use water along with a paintbrush too. This just kind of keeps it compact, and it's a little bit easier. You can just kind of squeeze the water out as you need it. So you can see I'm just grabbing the different colors and I'm coloring in, and then after it dries, I kind of go back in with some of the colors again to try to darken it up. I also have a paper towel off to the side. This is so I can clean off the excess color or squeeze off any excess water. Sometimes I squeeze the barrel a little bit too hard and I have too much water, so that's why I kind of brush it off onto that paper towel. So you can see me going back and forth and doing that quite a bit. And the other thing I do too, just if I really want to add some darkness, is I color directly with the marker onto the image, and then I just add a little bit of water to kind of blend it out. So once he was completed being colored, I just trimmed him out. I just fussy cut him with some scissors. And now I'm going to create the background. So here I'm actually using watercolor paints. I'm not using the markers. And you can see those off to the side. I'm just sticking with two colors. I've got a blue, and then I'm gonna go with a red. I'm kind of matching the outfit of the little rocker guy that I colored in. So I just, using some purple masking tape, holding it on the back here so it didn't move. I kind of almost treated it the way that you would treat a stencil or maybe like a Post-it note if you were masking stuff out. So this way it's more straight line. So I wanted to emulate a little bit the lightning bolt on his face. I didn't want it to be exactly the same, but I just kind of wanted to give the same feel as that image. So that's why I kept it kind of dark, and then I just blended the color out. You can see I start with the dark color, kind of push some of that off onto that paper towel, but there's still a little bit left in there. And then little by little, I just kind of pull that color out. And there I came in again with a darker color. I felt like I needed another layer of the color. And that's something that's so fabulous about watercolors, is when it dries, you do have those layers of color. It looks just so beautiful and pretty. And this is a great way to create a custom background too. If you can't find that right pattern paper that you're looking for, have no fear, create your own background. So then I just took the same colors with that water brush again, and I flicked some color onto there just so I had a couple little speckles and a couple extra little like water splashes, like droplets on there. Set that aside, and now to work on the sentiment. So I just stamped the sentiment that says "You rock my world" with some watermark ink, and then I heat embossed it with white embossing powder. So I like to use a coffee filter for some of my embossing powders. That way it's really easy to clean up. You just take it and you drop it right back into your container. I just use a heat gun to activate it. And you can see here, now I'm just going to begin assembling my card. We're almost done. We're pretty close. So I put, what I tend to do for things that are going to go off the edge is I'd hear them down first and then trim after. That way, in case I measured a little too short, it's not going to hurt the look of my card. So it seems easier to have the excess to trim it off than vice versa. So after that, I just added some 3D foam. I wanted this guy to pop up a little bit for the card base and for my little image. And this is a standard card size. It's 4 1/4 by 11. I scored it 5 1/2 to create a top folding card. And then really to finish everything off, I just put some sequins on. So I grabbed some of my sequins, and what I did is I put glue on a paper towel, and then with tweezers I kind of dropped the sequins in just a little bit Just get a little bit of glue on there, not too much. I feel like if I put it on the card, I get an excess of glue and then it's everywhere. So that is the finished card. This is another one that's very similar that I made with the same set, just I created a little bit of a different background. So thank you so much for stopping by today. I can't wait to see the backgrounds you try, and have a great day.